Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be doing some easy tips to pass your driving test first time. So I did my driving test a few months back now, and I managed to pass first time with only one minor fault. So I thought I'd do a video kind of giving you some tips on how to pass first time as well. So yeah, if you guys do enjoy it, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment any questions or video ideas you have in the comments, and also make sure you subscribe down below, and let's get right into today's video. So I wrote down some key tips that I found really useful when I was doing my test, and I just thought it'd be useful to share these so that if you're doing your test, you know, it can help you in some way. So let's just get straight into it. So the first one I'm going to do, I think this is kind of the main basic kind of tip, but it is consistency. Just doing lessons frequently, whether that's like once a week or a couple times a week, just making sure you're getting practice all the time. I think that's the best way to do it, because it's so easy to kind of forget things after a while, and I think especially with driving, consistency is the key. For me, I had a 2.5 hour lesson every weekend, so that's kind of how I did it, and that worked really well for me. And obviously the more you practice, the easier it's going to be, and the quicker you'll kind of get to passing. Also, I'd say like going to different areas and things like that to kind of get used to different challenges and different types of roads is definitely beneficial. But having that frequent kind of schedule of driving lessons is definitely so important. And I remember I went like a month without having a lesson once, and it just threw me completely, and it kind of like I would say it pushed me back a few steps. So yeah, definitely consistency is key. The next one I put is actually finding the right instructor for you. So for me, I had two different instructors, because the first one, they were okay, like they helped me with the basics, but I didn't feel like I was getting the most out of my lessons, so I ended up switching my instructor a couple months before my test, and it was honestly the best thing I did. I got so much more practice and I felt so much more confident driving in my new instructor's car. So definitely finding an instructor that works for you is so important, because obviously they're the ones who's going to help you get to passing your test. I think for me, the reason I moved as well is because they didn't have a lot of time for lessons. Like I was having like month gaps because they were fully booked, and obviously that's not great, especially for my first point about consistency. So finding someone who works around your schedule and just works for you is just so important, and it's okay to kind of switch instructors. So the third one I found so useful, and it was watching YouTube videos. There's like so many channels now that do like videos on lessons, like recording the lessons. So I think there's one, and it's Clearview Driving, and she is so good. I actually loved her videos when I was learning to drive, and it was just useful to kind of see the mistakes people were making, and then implement that feedback into my own kind of lessons, and make sure I wasn't also doing the same mistakes, and also just like see other people driving, see how other people learn. Definitely them YouTube videos help me so much. I think it's just really great at spotting what to do and what not to do, without actually having to do it yourself. And I also use YouTube for the show me tell me questions. If you just search them up on YouTube, so many videos come up, and I just watched like a 5 or 10 minute video like the day before, just to kind of practice the questions. They're not even that difficult, to be honest, so I didn't really do any practice on them until the day before. And then I just watched some videos, just try to remember as much as possible. I think hearing someone explain it for a YouTube video just makes it like sink in a bit more, at least for me it did. So yeah, I just recommend watching a video, to be honest, because the ones they print out on that, on like the document, like they word it so much longer and a bit more like confusing. So yeah, definitely just watch a video on that. They are only a minor if you get them wrong, so they're not like a big deal, but yeah, I just did it the day before, and that's what worked best for me. The next one is pressure, not putting too much pressure on yourself. I definitely did this to begin with. I put so much pressure on myself to kind of be good straight away, because I just really wanted to drive. So every time I made a mistake, I'd just put loads of pressure on myself and get like really frustrated, and I think it's important to not do that, because at the end of the day, the mistakes is what makes you better, and it is going to take time to learn. I think I was doing lessons for, I want to say 9 months, but I did have a couple breaks in that, as I said, with my instructor not having like time, and it is annoying because it's a long way, especially like I was having to get the bus every day and I just really hated it. So yeah, but I think it is really important not to put too much pressure on yourself, because that's when you do start making mistakes, and that's how you like don't enjoy driving as much. I mean, especially for me, I was putting so much pressure on myself that it made me not enjoy driving at all. Like, I'd be so stressed before the lessons. So I just say, think positively. Mistakes are actually a good thing because you learn not to do them again, and you know, you get better from that, and it obviously will take time, so just remember that. I also just wanted to mention for the theory test as well, if you're doing that, I used the DVSA app, and I think it was like £5, and then you get to like have everything in it, and that app was so good. I'll put what it was called on screen, but I think it was something like that, and it was amazing. It's got all the like examples, practice mocks. It's such a good app, and I just did a couple of practices like every day for like a couple of weeks before, and then I managed to pass my theory first time as well. I also did my theory before I even started lessons, and I actually think that really helped me because then I understood kind of the rules of the road before I actually started driving, so it just gave me that bit of like awareness and knowledge beforehand. I definitely recommend doing that if you have the opportunity to, just because it helps understanding when you're actually driving and kind of like spotting the signs and kind of rules that apply. So yeah, if you can, definitely recommend. And the last tip is to try and do as many mocks as possible, so you get used to kind of the setting and the kind of process of a test. I didn't do an awful lot, but the ones I did really helped me, because I kind of, when I did the test, it was just like doing a mock with my instructor. So if you can, try and do as many mocks as a practice as possible, and I just like ask your instructor or something, because it's so useful, and also your instructor should know the routes that they take you on, and I'm pretty sure I literally practiced the route that I got taken on my test, so obviously that was like amazing. And there are apps which like tell you the different routes, so if you wanted to practice them like in your free time with someone else, then there's always that option. So that's it for today's video. I hope this was somewhat helpful. If you do have any other like questions or anything that you wanted to ask, then just pop them in the comments down below. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. I will be doing hopefully a car tour soon, so you can see kind of my car and kind of what it looks like, because I've decorated it a lot. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned for that. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe down below, and other than that, I will see you all in my next video. Bye!